Coming at you hot, beans and rice. We are back. This is Host, and it's to my left.
It's Host Beefy. I think I'm to your right, maybe
Or to your right, maybe.
Whatever.
I don't know if you see the
beside you.
Do they still see the full getup?
They're seeing the two universes.
Right now, they're just
colliding.
seeing a little bit of me and a little bit of you.
Okay, just because I didn't know. If
Mambo number 5.
The empty chair. Because I was about to say, Jose has passed on to the other side of the room.
Yep.
But that joke was ruined because of the video editing. So for those of you that may be listening, this is not going to apply to you. For those that watch on YouTube, thank you, because now you might get my joke, but it fell flat on his face. But Host, the Butter Pecan, Puerto Rican.
And it's Host Beefy.
And it's your boy Javi once again.
We're trying a new setup just to make sure that everything is working so that when we have our guests finally come in, everything is seamless, everything is flawless. Victory, Shang Tsung, we take your soul, not in the way OnlyFans people do it.
Yeah, you want your stuff to be working, because it's like when you go to somebody's house, they're like, I'm gonna invite you over for dinner, and you get there and it's a shit show.
Yeah, they've got 2 folding chairs, but it's a family of 7.
Yeah, dude. And it's like they don't even got a table. They use like a door. They took off the door off the hinges.
The poker table.
And all they have for food is charcuteries.
Oh god,
damn. Just the leftover charcuterie.
The cheese is all melted.
Yeah, they're like, the cheese has extra mold, so it's very good.
It looks like the little painting. What is it where you hold the paint?
The art palette.
Yeah, it looks like the little palette. It's just a bunch of charcuterie, some ketchup right here, some cheese, a couple crumbs.
With a palette knife.
Oh, that'd be sick. Who wants some of these? Are you scraping it in?
Oh, this
like Parmesan?
It's Premier Prosciutto.
Yeah, it's aged extra, aged an additional 2 days.
You've heard of extra charp. This is Omega charp cheese.
Yeah, with none of the fatty acids.
No. All the omega acids are out the window. Dude, anchovies turn into sardines. They're so salty.
Oh. Yeah, but
that's the dream.
What's going on? It's kind of weird not sitting next to you.
This is a different get up, so it's going to be a bit of an adjustment for us. But
it's almost like we're just meeting each other, kind of like we're in a blind date,
Kind of just a speed date, but the speed date is like an hour, maybe more, maybe a little less.
So maybe a regular date.
A regular date. How long is the date normally? What would you say?
I guess it depends on the activity. Are you talking about first dates?
Yeah, I think it depends on whether it's a first date or not. How long you've been together.
So let's say like a first date. What do you think your average first date?
I usually avoid the movie on the first date. Although if I do it, which I have, I do movie, then dinner, because then it gives you something to talk about at dinner.
Oh, about the movie, huh?
Yeah. Because if you do dinner then movie,
then it's
you're
like,
just like, you didn't talk during the movie.
Yeah.
Now you just like have a 15-minute discussion outside the theater, and then you're done for the night.
You're holding in your farts. You know what I mean? You're thinking, you're not even thinking about the movie. You're thinking about all the things, you said at dinner that you don't like.
Yeah.
Opposed to...
Plus, if you see an R-rated movie and there's a little sexy time on screen, that might add to some of the flavor that you get to use later.
You want to see my Willy Wonka? You know what I mean?
You like
my
when he disappeared in that
factory?
brown chute, huh? When he gets sucked up, that brown chute.
You want to see the great and powerful Oz?
You want to learn to pack fudge? I'll show you how to do that.
I'm trying to save Private Ryan or what?
It's from that new Hershey's documentary that's coming out.
Oh, I heard about it. Isn't it? When is it getting released? Is it November?
No, I thought it was December, but maybe COVID pushed it forward or back. I don't know.
It's the one where they're following there's like 2 semi trucks, right, full of Hershey's chocolates, and what's the new recipe or something with Hershey's? What's going on? Or they had the body of who was it? Was it John Cena or was it which one of those guys was it?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
One of the Fast people, like cruise members. But the new recipe that they have is instead of normal milk chocolate that they get the milk from the cows, they're getting it from sheep. So expect prices to soar for Hershey's Kisses.
Oh, and that's the Shepard is the guy from Gladiator, Russell
John Baptiste.
Russell John Baptiste, right? And he's the Shepard. Okay, and then they because there's a shortage of cows.
Massive shortage.
So that's what's going on. Yeah, because there's the prices were hiking, the inflation with COVID and everything like that. So Hershey's back against the wall.
Well, mad cow disease made a return. All these cows are getting like really frustrated that they can't unionize. So that's why they've transitioned over to the sheep.
Yep. And now they're just a bunch of sheep, just like you fucking guys that don't even know who the president is.
God, man, the elections just finished. They wrapped up. I still think they're counting ballots. I could be wrong.
Yeah. They're still carrying over the ballot.
They're still trying to carry over the one.
But what about you, Javi? What's up with you, dude?
Oh, not much.
Not
Turning
much.
back to normal life.
Yeah, well, Hollis, it looked like you did you kind of hung out a little bit. You went you were saying Juneteenth or something like that, and then posting a bunch of pictures of the woods. It's like, what's up with this guy? You're out hunting
He's
the
out having
KKK.
a
What's going on, dude?
That's what I was doing. I was scoping
Brown
out,
Klansmen?
seeing where they were at, trying to get a good shot
I
at
was
them
trying
if I
to
could.
infiltrate.
But
Literally.
yeah, you just
A good shot, you know?
take my shot. Taking that to a whole nother level. No, it was 5 Mile Pass, so you just go there, ride ATVs.
Oh, you rode an ATV?
Mm-hmm.
What did we do, Javi? I don't think we did anything, huh?
Oh, we went to that one restaurant.
Oh, you know what? And I was a little bit mad because I took Javi, right? And I told him, okay, get these type of tacos. I told Javi, I can vouch for these ones. Okay, and then Javi got someone else. He got Al Pastor, Al Shepard, actually in English, and
Al Sharpton, I think is what you meant to say.
Al Sharpton, and they came out. Now all of them, I think that's one of the sketchiest tacos to get because it's like pork, it's like marinated and stuff like that. But they gave him his tacos, and I've been to that restaurant enough that I know most of their tacos, except for the Al Pastor, because I only get that at one place. And they literally gave him carnita, so just like shredded pork,
Well, I mean, it looked more like chicken, if you ask me.
mystery meat,
Yeah.
with like some weird flavoring they just like threw out there. So that kind of bugged me a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you couldn't. I've been to this restaurant like a million times. You couldn't say like, hey, we don't have the meat today or something like that. You're gonna try to. It's so blatantly different. Like the normal al pastor is just like just kind of like. It's almost like a gyro where you slice it,
Okay.
and you can see like the meat really.
Mhm.
And this one's like literally look like shredded chicken, like pulled chicken. So imagine
and there
ordering a
was no-
gyro. And then you get like a pulled, you just get pulled chicken instead of your gyro.
I'd be pretty upset.
Right? Because it's like not even close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, do you think I'm this stupid that I don't know what you're serving me? So that was kind of disrespectful, So
It was super weird. I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell is this? They didn't even have pineapple on it or anything.
no pineapple. Yeah, so I don't know what they
Is
threw
that how
on
you
it.
usually eat pastor?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Pineapple?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
pineapple, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude, it's a really good place. Now, I told Javi and Cynthia, shout out to Cynthia if you're watching, that I would take him to the place where you order al pastor, the great place, and maybe you can join us because that place, hosts,
Yeah, I'm happy to try.
really, really good. But yeah, it's like completely different. Like literally, if you get a gyro and it's got the regular, beef.
Yeah, it's like if you're asking for a euro and you get a pulled pork.
Yeah,
Like,
sandwich.
it was super weird.
That's like, yeah. So it's like completely different. You're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, just like the fact that she was like, I might boycott pending. I think that's what's gonna happen, because I've been there so long that it's just like,
And the people,
The lady's
like,
really
don't get me wrong,
nice.
yeah, the lady was really
She's
nice. So
super
we're not
nice.
gonna. I don't think I would out her for that because she's super nice. It's like you're talking.
it's like
to
a
your
family
aunt.
restaurant. It's like
Literally.
really family.
But they just completely screwed up the order is all.
Well, no, it's just that they didn't even try to, like, they didn't have the meat to make that.
Well, why
type
wouldn't they
of
just
taco.
say like, "Hey, sorry, we're
Right,
out of meat."
that's the thing that bugged me. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you know what? It's late because we went there kind of late. They closed a little bit earlier. Like if they already said, hey, you know what? We don't got the right meat for this. I would have been like, okay, cool. Order something else.
Yeah, no big deal.
Now I did warn Javi, get these tacos, but I also trusted them enough to be like at least decent and not to be like some,
Well,
history
because I also
mystery
ordered
beef.
I also ordered a torta, which is really good. The asada, I liked it a lot. Like the bread
Yeah.
was super good. They had like a whole slice of like queso fresco and super good. But the tacos, I was like a little thrown off. I'm like, what the heck? Like if you really didn't have it, just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Now the chorizo taco.
The chorizo taco was probably like the best one I've had.
See, so like the tacos that I know are good because remember you and I had this conversation about tacos. Remember you're like, oh well, where's one restaurant? Nobody's ever told me like one Mexican restaurant. It's like, oh, you can get any Mexican food,
yeah,
and that's like the thing with me. It's like I only get like a couple tacos, but it's like scattered across.
the valley.
Yeah, because it's there's so many. Like usually one place will only have like one or two good tacos. All the rest are trash.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You thought I always hated on Mexican food. I never hate. I've had good ones, but I'm like, but every time I go to one, I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, it's really really different.
Usually it's like homemade, like one of my friends' moms will make. I was like, yeah, if I could buy this on the street, I would, but I can't. I can't seem to find them.
Yeah. So that place, that's like Like if you wanted like a homemade meal, that's a pretty close one.
Yeah,
But
because
is that taco?
I think they make the tortillas by hand there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it took a little while to get the food, but like
It's okay to
For the
wait a
most
little
part, it
bit if
was-
it's gonna
yeah.
be fresh.
yeah, so it was
Yeah.
worth it, except for those damn tacos.
Yeah,
that-
because it was like so
that-
bland. It was like disrespectful. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're
Like,
going
they
there
didn't
and
even-
somebody literally just puts a turd on your table. They're like, eat it, and you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge you
That's-
same price. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm in the. What do you think, Javi? You think I should boycott? What do you think? Because I'm in the fence. I've been going to these
I
guys
don't
for
know.
years. One of the places that I go to eat alone.
Is this the first time they've messed up in years?
Well, for me, yeah. But
That's a
and-
big
But
thing
I,
for
like,
me.
see, like
But that was his first experience.
right?
Yeah.
Like the first my go-to taco is al pastor. So if that's trash, I'm never going again.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like he's more of a what's the other one you ordered?
I'm a connoisseur. I think that's
He's
what
a little
trying
bit
to
of a
say.
connoisseur.
Because that's I'll tell you right now, Javi, the Al Pastor taco, that's the hardest. You'll hate every place if you get the Al Pastor
I've never
for
had a
most
good El
places.
Paso taco.
At least out here?
Yeah.
all of them suck.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying good.
for me, that's why I was surprised that you ordered. I was like, dude, that's pretty sketchy. Like, especially you mostly you ordered like two. You didn't order like if I try Al Pastor, I'll order only one,
Yeah.
and then I'll order some of the other ones. But he went full Shepard.
full
You know what I
send.
mean? And he got most of those. Then he only got, a little bit of asado on his torta. And I told him, dude. So then I felt bad, but I was like, dude, if this guy would have listened to me, but he doesn't. He's older. He thinks he's more mature. Oh, he's a long hauler.
I like to gamble a little bit,
You know what I mean?
So
This segment is called Latinos Are Thieves.
Yep.
So
I'm
that's
kidding. We can be.
They are.
But so
yeah.
can every other race. That sucks though. But I'm willing to go. I want to go.
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna take you guys to another Al Pastor because if that's their favorite, dude, I'm gonna.
But
no,
Al
that's
Pastor,
my
I don't
favorite.
wanna go with
Cynthia
Al
likes like
Pastor.
sesos and
Oh yeah,
Like,
the weird ones from.
Oh, I like
the one you
Sesto.
had the crunchy ones, the ones that tripa.
Yeah, but those ones that
Oh,
you can't find a good one anymore.
If it's not cleaned right, it's not going to taste right. So, I mean, I've had some good tripa. I've had some not so good tripa.
That ripe tripe, you can't get none of that. You know what I mean?
I also will say like I can't eat tacos de lengua anywhere else other than at my dad's. If I'm being honest, because I tried the ones there, they just weren't. They weren't sliced up right. Like
Yeah, but
me-
I'm saying those ones were soft. They weren't
no,
chewy.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
It
Those
was
ones, it's compared to a lot of other places, they were pretty soft.
And they were sliced up, not just like hey, here's a slice of lengua, with all the
Yeah.
grain on it. But
Here's my take, though. If you've been going for years and they've never screwed up for you other than that one time, I think it's permissible to allow that to slide once.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that, and this is how you would feel too, because you are very picky on what you eat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when you tell me
Particular.
this place is going to be good,
Yeah.
I know it's going to be good,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm taking these,
I see what you mean. It made you look like a liar.
right, I'm
Okay.
taking Javi. You know what I mean? And I obviously have the superior taste palate. Javi can't even. You know what I mean?
he has the European tongue.
Yeah. So that lick of tongue, you know what I mean? So I can taste everything, and I take him to a place, and I kind of hint him what to order, but he's a free
No,
man.
He did tell
It was
me
on
what to order.
Juneteenth,
He's like,
He's
Okay.
a Freemason. He gets to make his own decision.
And it was on Juneteenth, so I couldn't order for him.
Yeah.
You know? So then that happens. He gets like one of the worst tacos that I've actually even had. You know what I mean? So it was like one of the ones that it's like the worst things I've ever had. Then I was like, oh, dude, you just made me look like I don't know food,
Yeah.
almost. You know what I mean? So it hurt my pride quite a bit. And then the Jazz got eliminated too. So
oh
I
yeah,
was
that
so
was a
mad. They
shitty
deserved to
Saturday.
lose.
it was just a rough weekend for Jose
Yeah.
Beef, dude. I got sad. You know? I started messaging people that I hadn't messaged for, the longest time. Hey, you want a 2-night stand until Monday? You know what I mean?
What, non-consensual ladies?
Yeah, just you wanna hug me like a tree,
Without my permission?
Yep.
Go right ahead.
You
It's
can do
Arbor
whatever.
Day.
I'm just gonna cry thinking about the Jazz, I need something to take the pain away. Put my pain in something else.
I don't even
So
want to talk about the Jazz right now. That's a sore subject for me.
see, it was sad, huh?
It was frustrating.
This was it was supposed to be the year, right?
It was
Yeah,
the year.
the year.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I'm done with them, dude.
They got the Hawks and the and then the Bucks. I think they can be both of them. The only team that I think the Jazz
The
couldn't be is the
Suns.
Suns. That's the team that
That's
I
if the
picked.
Suns are clicking, because if they're not clicking, which they have been the entire playoff series,
Postseason, yeah.
Yeah, they're a dangerous team. But so Juneteenth, right before we get into the holidays. So happy Juneteenth. It's for Black liberation. It was good because I posted it on my 2 social medias. I just have the Snapchat and the Instagram, and thankfully I had a couple people ask. I like when I'm not saying I'm the person that's teaching them about it, but I like that someone noticed it, has the comfortability, level of comfortability to ask me, then I explain what it is. And it's funny because one of my friends, she invited me to a barbecue many weeks ago, and she said on Juneteenth, and I was like, June 10th, and she goes, no, Juneteenth. The Black liberation. I was like, oh damn, I bet, because not very many people refer to it as that. But she ended up moving it to the week beforehand, so
it happened to be on June 10th, like you said.
Yeah. On that weekend being Juneteenth, obviously I went up, spent time with my dad, my uncle, my brother. It was pretty fun. And then happy Father's Day to those.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day.
I think Father's Day is like the 18th most popular holiday in the States. I don't know if you knew that. So number 1 is Christmas.
But I don't have any holidays because we celebrate so many holidays.
Well, that's what I mean.
Top 20 is pretty good.
I can't name you 10 holidays. And Father's Day, it's like 18. Yeah, Mother's Day. I think it's actually. So I believe they do it off of commerce, right? Like how much it sells. So Christmas, number 1, right? Jesus.
Thanksgiving, probably
Christ
number 2.
Number 2 is Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, God, of course.
Like Mother's Day. So like, why is Father's Day all of a sudden all at 18?
3 Valentine's Day, probably.
Dude, maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, it's like, I think it was said that Mother's Day, like all the restaurants are packed to like capacity, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Father's Day is like, hey, why don't you grill for us, Dad?
Dude, nobody was out on Father's Day, dude.
Yeah.
I went out, I was driving, I want to get a coffee, dude. No, everybody was staying in.
Dude, I go every Sunday to the park to go jog.
Which is kind of, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's kind of like pretty on par to what dads want, anyways. Like, I don't want to be
left
bothered.
alone.
Yeah, don't bother me. Hey, I'm gonna grill my meat.
Just shut the fuck up for a day.
Fuck up, and let me do what the fuck I want. For one day.
That's funny because he likes to grill. I mean, I cooked for my dad. He trusts me, so I grilled. But I would imagine most dads are like, I don't want you fucking up the meat. I'm going to grill it my way, the way I like to, so I can enjoy my steak the way I want to. But at the park, like, it was empty. I was surprised to see that. I mean, granted, it was really, really hot.
It was way hot still.
But it was still empty. So I went there and walked. I didn't jog because it was so hot. My dog is a short snout dog, and they can't cool off as easy. So I just had my thermos, whatever, the hydro flask, with ice water. And I had a little bowl. I had her drink like every 10, 15 minutes. And then I went home after about 45 minutes. But it was empty. There weren't people there. So
yeah, because I drove and it was the same thing. I was like driving. I was like, dude, there's like nobody out for Father's Day. Like, what are people like? Not even at the store. I thought people would be getting stuff to grill and stuff like that.
Dude, fathers dipped when they got the extra COVID check with all the kids.
Yes. Well, I was about to say
taxes.
And now in 2021, like there's no fathers anymore. They're just baby daddies. Yeah. We got to switch to baby daddy day now instead of Father's Day.
They've also probably disappeared too. Some of these people don't even know who the daddy is.
Yeah, they're sure they probably left to the store that day.
They went out for a pack of cigarettes, never came back.
Got left twice. You know what I mean?
That's the true ghosting, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, dude. That's the original. Dude, see, and maybe that's not even a thing, or maybe it is, now that everybody hates men so much, maybe that's why it was not even busy at all.
That's what I actually super think toxic. That. Not even joking. If you think about how much like that mindset has shifted, men ain't shit, men, and it's just like, well, okay, whatever.
Next year's gonna be the 20th most popular. Yeah. We're gonna go down. That's what it felt like. It was like, dang, it's sad. But maybe not a lot of people are dads anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a difference. I don't remember. Like, anyone can be a dad, I guess, if that's what you.
Yeah, or anybody can be a father or something.
But not everybody can be a father, right? Like, if you raise a kid, whether that's directly your kid or not, that's a whole separate thing.
Now, one of the shittiest dads, dude, probably God. You don't think so?
Why do you think so?
Like, Jesus is born. He's like, hey, I'm gonna give you some powers, but you're basically just have to die. You know what I mean? Or you're gonna basically just let these idiots kill you. You know what I mean?
Jesus had his own free agency, and he chose to do it anyways, knowing the plan.
Oh, I guess on God's plan, dude. Shout out to freaking Drake. But I was gonna say, God, how? Well, I guess maybe if he knew that he wasn't really gonna die, and he couldn't feel pain.
Yeah.
Was he the first? I'm not sure we discussed this last week. Was Jesus the first superhero?
I think we've discussed this not last podcast, but I said maybe 2 or 3 ago. And absolutely, the thing that guys would do, he would cure blind people. He
I say he's
raised
a
the
duplicate
dead.
food super. You
He
know,
was the first
brought people back from the dead.
Yeah, Lazarus.
Superman can't do that
No.
unless he like
So what would that be? That was the first.
it goes back in time or something, right? Like
He was
Well,
maybe
the
like the
Flash was
first
the one that goes back in time.
biologist.
To the Carpenter, OG Carpenter.
Well, that was his dad. Dude, speaking about
oh, Jesus was the
step-parents,
carpenter too.
Yeah.
well, guess who showed him? Joseph, dude, and Joseph, he didn't celebrate Father's Day.
Dude, Joseph's a real one for raising him.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
gets no credit. Dude, Joseph is like the modern day father, dude. He gets no credit. Jesus' dad is still the fucking coolest. You know what I
Stepdad,
mean?
yeah.
Even though he can't provide any actual food for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, then it's actually like Joseph, he's the one that's sitting there building his son's cross. You know what I mean? Gets no
Imagine.
respect, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think they even talk about him really, huh? Other than like he's the carpenter, and then he was upset that God, God was gonna freaking. It's like thou shalt not cheat, and freaking God is like, I'm gonna get your bitch pregnant, dude. Damn, dude. There's a blasphemous, dude. We're gonna have to go repent again, dude.
You're going to have to. I haven't said
I'm just fresh. I'm just fresh off repentance.
I'm
dude.
not saying any Hail Marys.
I was gonna say the church we go to is Saint Joseph the Worker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the
See,
name of
but why didn't call him Saint Joseph the Father?
Because he's not.
yeah, he's not.
Mari
the father.
did the
But
test.
he is a father, though. You know what I mean?
Yo, he raised
He's
him,
the
so yes.
stepfather. Yeah,
Yeah, he had to do all the actual work.
So did Joseph make Father's Day in lieu of being like hopefully celebrated?
Oh,
But it
maybe
didn't catch
he's
on
the guy
till
that
later.
invented. Yeah. He's like, I just wanted to be a father. Cause, dude, even like when Jesus is dying, he like, Dad, and like Joseph's like, dude, what the heck, dude? You know what I mean? I'm over here crying because I'm emotionally attached to you, and you forget about me.
Yeah, but Jesus called out to his dad to tell him, hey, to leave them alone, for they know not what they do. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Because then Mary, everybody
but
likes
didn't
Mary.
Joseph like die before then?
I don't think so.
No,
Maybe.
He didn't even get granted anything. Like Mary, she's super famous everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a virgin. She's still a virgin. You know what I mean? And then Joseph, like, what's so cool about Joseph, dude?
He found a stable.
Yeah, they talk about toxic masculinity. Like Joseph, dude, simp,
Simpleton.
right?
True.
Like he didn't do anything. Like Joseph, like he was actually a feminist.
The original feminist.
Yep, Joseph, R.I.P. dude. But yeah, let's move on because I feel like
we're going to hell for that one.
Javi's been going to church and stuff like that. Dude, he's writing my sins down and stuff for when I go repent, dude.
I'll just give you your list to go
Yeah.
go confess.
But yeah, take us to the holidays, dude.
All right. First holiday of the day, chocolate eclair day.
Ooh.
That's French. We don't talk about the French here. Next. I'm kidding. We had a chocolate eclair. Was it on my birthday or Javi's?
No, maybe it was
It was
Joe's
yours,
birthday.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were
It was
good.
like a double chocolate.
Oh yeah, it was.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Dude, it had that new
double
Hershey's recipe.
Yeah, with the sheep milk.
Yep, with the sheep.
So good.
dang, I'm down.
And
for
be
that
careful
again.
with the pronunciation, because if you say shit milk, people are going to want
Oh, no.
Hershey's. So I think that they're going to have to do a lot of heavy marketing around their new sheep milk
Yep.
chocolate.
Ship milk chocolate, dude. Try to say that fast, dude. Messes you up.
Chocolate chip sheep milk chocolate. I can't even say it.
But Eclair, dude, I thought that used to be a girl. You know what I mean? Hey, how's it going,
Just
Eclair?
that,
It sounds like a.
it's when Claire made a profile online.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Electronic Claire.
Eclair. Yeah. Or they had also that song Claire de la Lune or something like that, you
I
know?
guess.
Da, 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 da. I think that's the name of that one. Oh, that's the Ode to Joy. Never
Or it's the
mind,
one that
dude.
they sing at baseball games. Sweet Eclair.
Ba, ba, ba.
See, you guys know it.
Yeah.
Full of chocolate
Everywhere.
and cream.
You know, I know the French get a lot of bad press, but they gave us a lot of good desserts.
Oh yeah, Neapolitan.
Chiffons, creme
Neapolitan.
brulee.
Yeah, what is it?
Fucking
Croissants.
yes.
Oh yeah, croissant. What else did they give us, dude?
Croissant.
Croissant.
Oh.
What is the? I
It's
just
in,
have it on my mind, but it just
Bag.
They gave us ratatouille.
Bagasse.
true.
Is that what it is?
Baguettes, some
Bagasse.
bread, but yeah.
Yeah.
You mean beignets?
No, I thought
Oh
that
yeah,
was,
there you go,
But
beignets.
that's Cajun, so it's French influences for sure,
So-
but it was in the U.S.
beignet sounds like a bunion in French, you know?
Yeah.
My beignet.
Oui, c'est ma beignet on my food.
Yeah.
It's a really hurting.
I had to get beignet surgery.
As he smoked a cigarette.
I have to get the
My
beignet
beignet
surgery.
is flared up today, you know?
My health insurance does not cover it.
It's experimental only, you know? Holistic medication. Dude, how about that, though, dude? That bunions are like you can get paid for somebody to remove your bunion. What the hell's
Can
up
you
with
really?
that? Yeah, dude, they'll do it for free because there's like no like actual way to, you know, solve your bunion problem. So,
Dude, I got offended at the dental community, and that's probably why I haven't been to the dentist in over like 10 years.
well, we
They
talked
really
how rude
haven't.
they are, but what do they do now?
So, you know how they always do those studies where they like do the medication trial to see if it hurts or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I get an email, and I was maybe 20 at the time. I'm not pressed for money. I don't need the money, but the idea that they pay people to be like, hey, if we remove your wisdom teeth and put you in a study trial for medication to make sure it works, we'll pay you $700. It's like, psh, I'm gonna pass up
$700?
$700.
That's my check. Huh?
Yeah.
Back then when you were a kid.
And 3 years earlier, when I was 17, all 4 wisdom teeth had grown in. But so they asked me a bunch of questions, right? And they start off like they don't realize they're talking to a 20-year-old brown guy who doesn't know anything about dental work. I just go get my cleaning and I'm done. Because I've never had cavities so far. And they're like, have your teeth been impacted by your wisdom teeth? And they go, what does impacted mean? Oh, like it's really jacked up your teeth. And I go, well, my front 2 teeth are slightly bent in, but aside from that, no. Oh, okay, you don't qualify. I was like, you don't even want to check it out? And they're like, oh, no, you automatically don't qualify. I'm trying to negotiate with them now at this point, right? I go, listen, lady, I'm 20 years old. I have all 4 wisdom teeth. Even if they're not impacted, I'd imagine these dental students need the practice to remove them anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because every wisdom teeth isn't
And
impacted.
you get 4?
Yeah, and I have 4. I still have them. And they're like, oh, no, you just won't qualify. So I started like calling like 3 other places to see. No, they all turned me away. So dental community's pretty rude.
Oh yeah. They didn't want your brown teeth, you know?
They saw a charity case and chose not to give to charity.
Oh yeah. Like these signs should be white. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now
but-
they would have probably gotten canceled, you know, if
Yeah, they
were,
have Caucasian American lab coats all the time.
God, I freaking hate those guys. But yeah, Eclairs, shout out to Eclairs and Sinclairs. That's people without Eclairs or without gasoline.
Yeah.
Sinclairs. But what's the other one that we have, Javi?
The next one is HVAC Tech Day. So thank God for them.
Yeah, without HVAC, I don't know if half the U.S. population now would be alive or even remotely easy to deal with.
Well, what does it stand for? Was it Harry? What was it? Aquamarine.
No, you forgot the V. Velvet. Harry Velvet, Aquamarine,
Harry Velvet, Aquamarine,
Chlorine, C.
Chlorine. Yep. So we actually, when we started the podcast, remember? We had the
didn't have
HVAC
AC.
guy. Yep,
Yeah.
we didn't have AC.
It was 100+ degrees outside. We were in here sweating. We didn't have video. I guess, thank God. Maybe that's a good
Oh, yeah,
thing.
dude.
'Cause
Look
it was all audio.
Probably
at
looked
that
like a
point.
porn, dude. We were probably
Dude.
sweating so much.
It just looked like we were getting waterboarded while talking.
Oh, yeah, it looked like that Will Smith 500 degrees in the Caribbean seas. But there was no hot mummies, dude. I'll tell you
No,
that.
there
dude.
wasn't. You looked like people were pouring champagne on us.
Well,
There was
like-
no rappers
yeah,
around.
It's like no championships, dude.
No,
Dude,
no
we just-
rings, no cigars.
Now that we're on Pounds for Hounds, that's what we should do, dude. I'll go freaking mess up the AC. I'll probably break the unit so I can start sweating again.
You could just turn it off. You don't have to break your AC unit.
That's pretty smart too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's just for commitment. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just there's no other option, right? You're
Yeah.
like, now I have to
I want
sweat
to
it
fully
out.
commit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, we got saved by one of those guys. And dude, what's nice? I wonder how the HVACs work for like big buildings. You know what I mean? Because you go, dude.
I've talked about that with one of my friends, like in the casino. Like, I've never, granted, I'm not in Vegas often or if ever, but I've never heard of any of them breaking because if their air conditioning broke down,
Oh yeah.
no people would be there.
And how many units of HVACs do you think they have? Like,
I don't know because some of the casinos are like really cold.
yeah, like you walk in, there's like a fridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the whole building, not
The
just-
whole building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like-
As soon as the door opens, so like the
like,
door's like, you know what I mean?
It's just this relief of cool, cold air.
I always thought, I'm not sure if maybe you guys have thought about that with global warming. Like if everybody turned their AC on and just like opened the windows, Like, do you think like the whole world, if they did it at once, do you think that would cool the planet?
Well, the whole world doesn't have AC to begin with.
Well, let's say the whole I was
First
gonna say
world countries.
the whole AC world. If they just turned up their ACs and then just try to cool the planet, do you think that would work or
No,
no?
because the units that create the AC produce heat anyways.
But it's already hot outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would only add to the heat.
Like the AC unit produces heat. That's why like the in-window units, they stick in the back, and if you go into the back, you can feel it producing heat to produce cold air.
It's basically like a little engine that just blows out.
So we gotta make one that
We got to make
it only uses the hot air
nuclear
as
fusion.
energy to make cold air. Patent pending.
Nuclear fusion, air conditioning, patent pending.
Reverse osmosis.
Yep. And
But yeah.
none of us are smart enough to tackle it, but we got the idea out there. So any of you smart scientists that we know listen to this podcast,
Elon.
let us know. We will help fund you a
Yep.
little bit.
So yeah, shout out to HVACs. And now that's like a HVAC. It's like somebody that got a certain vaccine, huh?
Hepatitis.
Hepatitis. Yep. You got the HVAC, you know. But yeah, what's the next one, Javi?
The last holiday is a National Onion Rings Day.
The first ring I ever got.
It's the only
That's the
ring I'm
man.
committed to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, let me give you this ring, an onion ring. Shrek's favorite food.
It makes you cry. Just like when you get proposed to. Onions make you cry.
What is it with onion rings that people hate onions, but they love onion rings? You know what I mean?
It's onion ring is just really symbolic that people are super hypocrite.
I think it is, huh? Because it's like it's kind of like the judge the book by its cover. Because you know, just naked without any makeup, what's an onion? Oh, it's just this. You know, the ugly girl that smells funny. She smells kind of exotic. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She smells really strong, maybe a little Europeanish. You know what I mean? Maybe from the old world. We'll call it that. This lady smells like she's from a primitive or an old world. You know what I mean? And that's the onion, the raw onion. And then, you know, oh, let's put some makeup on this little thotty. You know what I mean? They throw a little bit of a foundation on it.
Little tight black dress, some heels,
Yep. And then just
little jewelry.
bake her in the sun. Give her a tan. After they do that, they tan her up. They pull her out.
So you're saying the onion is the first catfish? Like a onion ring?
I mean, basically, huh? It's kind of like a model almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you said, it was just a study on being hypocrites. Cause dude, that's one thing that I hate. Like, dude, there's people that are like, "Oh, have you tried fried?" And it'll say something stupid. You know, have you tried fried? What's some
Artichokes?
Yeah, fried butter. Oh, dude, it's amazing. I know it sounds weird, but the outside is so crispy, and then the inside it just melts in your mouth. I can't believe it's
Butter
butter.
should be melting already, you know? If you put it in 100+ degree oil, what the fuck?
No, what kind of butter they got? They got petroleum. You know what I mean?
There's some Vaseline.
It's margarine. It's not even butter.
I'm pretty sure what they do first is they freeze it so that it's cold, and then they like dip it in the batter, and then they'll fry it. So
Because they do that with ice cream too, right?
Yeah, they do it with
Fried
deep
ice
fried
cream.
Yeah, it's like, dude, get a life, bro. You gotta fry ice cream.
Yeah.
You're already eating it on the cone.
What are they gonna fry next? Cheetos? We've got deep fried Cheetos.
That would be so hard to fry a Cheeto, dude. That would probably have to be the hardest. Dude, actually, we need to try that, dude.
It's
Patent
gonna
pending.
cost you $30 for just a little cup.
We'd have to probably put some batter on the Cheeto. You know what I mean?
I will say I have deep fried Oreos before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did it taste like? A hot Oreo?
It just tastes like Oreo in a fluffy pancake.
Almost in a beignet type thing. Dude.
Huh?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
See?
My fat ass loved that shit.
But that's what I hate about, you know, it's just like, God, everything, those tacos that sucked, I mean, they could have deep fried them. You would have loved them.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that shit.
Just like
Had they not had the name? You want some free deep fried taco?
And it's always like the people that have like no taste buds, you know, the ones that try to show up. Oh, you're not gonna believe what I tried, Jose. You know, they're like, what did you try? Oh, I went to this really, you know, exotic gardener of Eden or whatever, and I tried the fried strawberries, crepe, what is it? Something else, you know, pancake inverted. You're like, what? Like, yes. Oh, it was so good. It was magnificent. Just the taste on it was exotic. Oh, I couldn't. You know what I mean?
yeah, same people are like, you know, my doctor told me I need to switch over to oatmeal because it's better for my heart, but they said to use water. I can't just use water. And I'm one of those people. I can't use water. I have to use some milk, right? I'm okay with doing maybe just a quarter cup of milk and then half a cup of water to cook my oatmeal. But they're like, no, I can't do just water. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. So instead, you do a cup of mayonnaise. And they just mix it with water, and they're like, that fat content with that, delicious.
Yeah,
Like, do you deep fry your oatmeal too? Like, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
I'm on that keto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing but fat and protein, baby.
Yeah. that mayo oat, dude, get out of here. That'd be so gross.
That
Mayo
sounds
oatmeal.
disgusting.
Hey, actually, one time when we were younger, we used to play Fear Factor. And I told when we were bored, right? So we were in the kitchen, you know, we'd make
Oh my God.
nasty concoctions, you know, and I told Javi. I was like,
I thought you were gonna talk about cookie milk, bro.
no, so one time I made cookie milk. I can tell the cookie milk
Yeah,
story one day,
you did.
real quick, but you know, we were just bored and we would always have like a bunch of cookies after we'd get home from school and milk, you know what I mean? So there was always milk. And one day I was like, oh, I'll make some cookie juice. So I just
Oh my God.
got a bunch of cookies, started chewing them, poured a little bit of milk in my mouth, and you spat it out. You know
Put
what
it
I mean?
back in the cup.
Back
dude.
in the
It was
cup.
Fucking gross.
And all of them started puking, right? And then it's like our mom was gone, dude, right? So our mom was gone, but all of a sudden you can start seeing the car like pull up on the
Oh,
street.
dude, everybody was puking
So
everywhere.
everybody's like running to the basement, but like puking everywhere. So there was like puke going down the stairs, you know, like under the couch.
It looked like
dude.
an exorcist.
Essentially.
And I'm the only one that wasn't puking because it was my creation. Of course I'm not gonna puke. So I had to like,
You had a fake puke or something.
no, I had to like, I was just grabbing random
He just
bracks.
threw the cup out. Like,
So and I was just like finding random bracks. So like they have like the seat covers for the sofa,
Yeah.
like for the ends. And I was just like snatching those and just like putting a bunch of, you know, scooping the puke up like everywhere that I went. And then I went
Disgusting.
and threw it like, I don't know, I hit it somewhere like under, you know, I don't know, it's like somewhere in the laundry room. I threw it down there, but I don't think anybody found out, huh?
no.
But one of my other creations, but cookie juice, try it out, guys. It's still famous to this day. Everybody likes it, you know what I mean? But one day we were playing just like Fear Factor or whatever, and there was some Chipotle. Have you ever seen the canned Chipotles?
Yeah.
You ever use them? They're like really rich and the
just a
flavor's really
Chipotle paste,
It's like
strong.
fermented.
yeah.
Yeah. And I told Javi, all right, Javi, you're gonna get a big spoon of Chipotle and eat it, right? So I was like, oh, I got him. You know what I mean? Now he's a little bit older than me. This is before he had a concussion. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna punish him. You know, he's finally playing a game with me. You know? So he gets it. Oh, it makes a weird face. It's gross, right? But then he looks at me and he's like, okay, I know what I got for you. I was like, well, what'd you got for me? He's like, he goes into the fridge. Mayo, dude. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're gonna get a spoonful of mayo, dude.
Dude, that was the only time you fucking puked.
Dude, I never puked, right? Dude, that thing was so hard to swallow, dude. That mayo, dude.
Just thinking about it too, like that. It was like the grossest thing I can think of that we had.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, all right. And it
It's
was
like-
like no tiny spoon. It was like almost like a spoon you serve soup
Yeah,
with.
like the big
Oh.
one. It was like a big, like, dude. It was like I was like choking. It was like I was like fucking sucking the Michelin Man or something. It was just like felt super thick. And dude, I love mayo, right? Like I on a sandwich, I just love mayo in general. Dude, I couldn't eat mayo for like 3 years, dude. And it was one of my favorite things, dude. Just because I couldn't even swallow it, dude. So yeah,
And
that's
it was
how
like fresh whipped, like
Ah.
super thick.
Yeah, it was just
dude,
like-
it was the grossest thing ever.
dude, that was probably, if you think about it, that was like 10,000 calories, dude.
You could
You
have
know what I mean?
died.
Yeah. Now I would probably die, dude. But back then, luckily, it was when we were younger
Yeah.
with the fast metabolism, dude.
I
Around.
remember when I was just hired at Harlan, right? I don't know if you were around when you saw some guy named Ben. They said he looked like Justin Timberlake, and I'd be like, yeah, if he was an ESL. But for some reason, he always had like soda crackers, and in the break room there was always mayo, right? And I go, you know what's really good for a snack? And I was just like serious. It's like just spread like a good amount of mayo, and you make a little saltine mayo sandwich, and you just eat it. He goes, really? I'm like, yeah, it's like that's what I grew up on. It's like, okay. host, this is really, really disgusting. And then he threw up, and then he like missed like 2 days because he just was. I don't know if he missed 2 days because he threw up then, but he left that day early.
Oh,
so it
really?
put him behind.
It
his
just made
training
him
class.
sick.
Yeah, I
Just-
can only
yeah.
imagine like the amount of mayo. Like, dude, that would have made me sick.
Yeah, dude,
for
it was
years.
at least like a quarter cup or more
Yeah, dude, it was
of
a
mayo.
lot.
Dude, it was like a lot of mayo.
It's
But
disgusting.
now that I think about it, I think people were I think it was Joaquin or something that would like warm up tortillas and put mayo and just eat them. I think.
So that's a high calorie diet. Dude, you want to gain weight? Dude, just have
yeah.
some mayo tacos, dude.
You would
Yeah,
think he was.
throw up doesn't bother me too much. I think the sound of it bothers me more than anything else.
You want to do the mayo challenge after
No, I
the
don't wanna
pod?
do the mayo challenge. It's disgusting.
The Cinco de Mayo, huh? 5 ounces of mayo, dude.
But speaking of throw up, do you remember in school when in like elementary kids would just randomly throw up in the middle of the day?
Dude.
They'd be just fine. They'd be outside playing. We'd be back. We'd be doing an art project, and you just hear and see this kid blow chunks
Out of his nose.
He'd stop his with like
Yeah.
he'd put his hands over his mouth so it'd like seep through his
Oh, yeah, I know
fingertips
this.
and
It goes
everything.
through, it goes through the sides.
It would look like Bane if his mask was just like blowing up. Oh, I'm going to throw up. And then he just barfs, and then the janitor would have to always come in, and they'd always have this sawdust. You remember that sawdust? And he'd just place it on the saw, like it's like
Oh, yeah,
red
it's just-
sawdust. Yeah, he'd spray it on it, wait like 20 minutes, and then just like sweep it up. And that fascinated me, the sawdust.
You think it was Squirtle trying
Where
to
would
do
they
water
get that?
gun,
Did they
you
just
know?
have a bucket or a
Dude,
garbage
I don't
can
know.
about?
I have
you
no
know what I mean?
idea. Yeah.
I do remember that. That
They
was
had like
just
this
random.
sawdust, literally.
To
Just
clean
what it looked
stuff
like.
up, you know?
Yeah, they just dusted it on there. He'd wait a couple minutes, sweep it up. It didn't look like it was there. The stench was gone.
Yeah, dude.
Some magic shit, man. Harry
Dude,
Potter.
You need to be prepared with that sawdust, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, you
yeah,
got
I
a
just
kid coming
realized
on the
that.
way. Yeah.
That particle board, huh? You know it's expensive. That sawdust, dude.
Damn, he
Dude,
was
it's
probably.
premium.
You should get your kid, dude. You should get your son sawdust diapers, dude. Patent pending.
Dude, you would never
sawdust.
Dude, one diaper for every 7 regular diapers. Patent pending for sure.
Yeah, dude. And then once it dries up, it turns into particle board.
Yeah.
Environment friendly.
Now you can
Oh, yeah.
build a
Baby
doghouse.
stench.
Yeah. Dude, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, that's
But dude, I remember when I was a kid, dude. Man, remember how horrible you could smell, dude, when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember one day, me and this kid Logan, he was a ginger. We were in class, dude, and we had just got. It was like after recess and stuff like that, right? And we both sit down, and it's on the floor because you didn't have the teacher was playing the piano,
Okay.
and we sit down, and you kind of do the froggy with your legs, so you sit down with your legs open.
They used to call it Indian style, which then should have been translated to Native American
Native-
style.
but it
And
was-
now I think it's culturally appropriating. You can't even.
Now it's
cross
called
your
like
legs
yoga or something, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was called yoga. And we did that, dude, at the same time. And we just got a whiff, both of us, of our assholes. And we stunk so bad. We just looked at each other, we were like, we just looked at each other, and we're just like, dude, that is
Listen, if a
horrible.
kid says
dude."
something
And
smells
we were like
bad,
in
it smells
4th grade. You know what I mean?
If a kid says something smells bad, it smells disgusting.
Yeah, and like it was funny because like we both like he got a whiff of his, I got a whiff of mine. I was like, and he looked, he's like, dude, we stink, you know what I mean? But we didn't say anything. We just closed the freaking butthole,
You just walked
shut again.
tight cheek the whole fucking.
Oh, dude, that was embarrassing, dude. Imagine how many of your crushes
Dude,
when
you
you
were
were.
3 steps away from rim jobs. That's disgusting.
Oh well, back then, dude. Well, not back then, because I was. Well, maybe the custodians, dude. Maybe that's why they were always ready with that sawdust, dude. They were waiting for me with my sweaty butthole,
Yeah.
trying to touch me. But I was always scared, and even to this day, dude. Like after that happened, dude, I'm scared of like a sweaty asshole, dude. Like
Swass.
I feel a little moisture, dude. I panic, dude.
Yeah, so you use wipes to wipe because that helps with cleaning and removing some of the stench. And then especially in the summertime, using like body powder or Gold Bond, just to sprinkle a little in that area. It helps keep it drier. It helps make sure it doesn't stink. Good tip.
I just go in, and what's so weird, and I'm gonna get vulnerable with you freaking jerks, okay? Dude, I'll go in and I'll just wipe my ass for fun just to make sure it's you know what I mean? I'll just go in there, give it a couple wipes, make sure we're solid. Cause I don't want to be like 4th grade, you know what I mean? Somebody's like, hey, let's do a quick yoga out of nowhere, you know what I mean? And I spread my legs. And I'm having flashbacks of Logan, but it's like a hot chick this time, you know what I mean?
You got that essence of host
Like,
beefy.
yeah, the
Yeah.
host beef is
The
The Alpha store, dude, is
the
coming in
original
hot, dude.
Campbell's can in a soup, or a soup in a can.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, because I was always, even growing up, that was always like, I was always so scared. It's like, oh, I'm gonna smell like asshole, and my
That's a
crush
good
is
fear
gonna
to
talk
have,
to
I
me.
think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it keeps you hygienic.
Yeah. What about you? When you were a kid, you didn't have like something like that where you were stinky, or you peed on yourself, or anything like that, or puked on yourself?
No, I was always afraid of birds pooping on my head. So there'd be like 3 kids in recess. I remember,
Oh
like
yeah.
over the span of just like 2 months, where they had bird shit on their head. I remember everybody teasing them. I'm like, I hope that's never me, and thank God it never happened. But like, so anytime there'd be birds flying, I would like cover my head, and because if it's on my hand, I just hit on the grass, wipe it.
You would always go
I
like
wait till we go inside, wash my hands. No one would know.
I could see him running into class, The
Oh,
bell
God,
rings and
help
he
me.
hears a couple birds.
You know how humiliating it would be for a bird to shit on you?
Oh well, I've had a bird
I'd have
shit
to
on me
hunt
as an
down that
adult.
bird.
Yeah, I've had a bird shit on me before.
I'd have to
I've
hunt
heard
down that bird.
People say that that's
Personal
like good
vendetta.
luck or something.
Really?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not good luck.
It's Jesus sending somebody an angel to shit on you, to touch you. You got
That's
touched by an
I don't know
angel.
who I heard this
No, the
from,
good
but
sign is when they have an olive branch. Clearly, you guys haven't read the Bible.
Well, I read the King James version, so I don't know
mean
what
you.
bootleg
I
one you
meant
got.
their audience.
Okay, yeah, audience. But God, we were talking about fears when you were a kid. So, like, you never had like your pants strip or anything like that when you're
Yeah, I've had that happen before.
yeah, like
I
when it's
slid
like
down
by
the
your
slide and
crotch or anything
snagged.
like that.
Yeah, just like right there. Went down the slide, like I did the run and jump, and then you land on it. But it was the ones with the divider, so there were 2 slides, right,
Yeah.
side by side, and it snagged like on the, and it was a metal slide. Because back then
they were all
people
metal,
were
dude.
savages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like in the summertime, you went down, you'd expect a couple sunburns, skid marks on your
smelled like
calves.
bacon at the playground, dude.
Yeah. So it ripped, and I'm like, and it was like, but funny enough, the kids were actually really nice and like, oh,
Everybody was cool.
yeah, they were cool about it.
So, what about you, Javi? You didn't have anything like that? You peed your pants? Nothing like that?
No, I don't remember anything like that.
Or nothing embarrassing. You
I remember I fell off a chair once. Like we were watching a movie or something in class, and I was like leaning back and like holding onto the ledge, and I don't know what happened. I just fell. Boom! Everyone hears it. Everyone turns around, and I'm just like, oh shit. Here comes the nicknames or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just the kid that no one talked to anyway, so
they didn't even know he was
Yeah.
there.
I
Oh,
didn't
what
know he was about to play Jesus a couple years later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I remember, did you ever have a kid fart in class when it was really quiet?
Oh, dude, and everybody would laugh. Or they would be
I
like, "You smelt it, you dealt it." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody's
Dude,
blaming each other.
Mrs. Schmidt's class, 3rd grade. It was like a test, and she was like really ornery that day. And she goes, "I don't want any of you kids talking during this test. None of you whatsoever. There's no talking, right?" There's this Eric kid. He was a Filipino, cool kid. He was like pretty tall. I think he was the tallest kid in class, or one of the tallest. And I remember like it was yesterday what he was even wearing. He had this like quarter zip sweater, and it was like gray with like a yellow block across the chest. And then he had like acid wash jeans and one sneakers. And he goes up to sharpen his pencil, and those are old school grinding
Yeah.
ones, right, where you crank it. And then he blows on the pencil shavings, and then you just hear a, and then everyone just like looks up, and I was
Did he look like deer in headlights?
yeah,
Did he turn
because
around and
half the class started to like giggle, and the other half is like, our teacher's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And then our teacher just looked at him and started laughing, and she goes, "Eric, sit down." But he was like blushing big time and sat down.
Dude.
But I don't know if people teased him for it. I didn't. I just thought it was funny, and I remember it to now. That was in
that
3rd
would be the
grade.
time to be funny. Like, hey, like you can't talk.
Fart in
Rip
silence?
one, yeah.
Well, you
Dude,
probably
that would be
trauma-
What is
hilarious.
she gonna tell you? Hold it in and get IBS?
Yeah, dude.
Well, that's basically the traumas that we had as kids. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
the teacher told you back then, like, don't say a word. Like, dude, we can't talk. We were that scared. Now, dude, you'd be like, yeah, you wouldn't listen to the teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, the kid probably is like, he had to go to the bathroom the whole time, but he didn't want to interrupt the teacher. So he had,
Had to let one rip.
yep, he had to let it rip. We had a guy. His name was Jose, and he was like the first Jose in 1st grade. This is when I was fresh out of Mexico, and I get there. I didn't even know any English, so they're like, "Hey, Jose, you need to go to ESL class." And my teacher didn't even escort me. I just left. I was like, "Well, I guess I got to go find ESL class." I don't even speak English, So I eventually find the ESL class like 30 minutes later, dude, in elementary. And I get there and they're like, "Oh no, you're not Jose." It's like, and then there was like the Jose that was supposed to be me. Well, I guess the correct Jose was already there, and it was this like brown. He was like a darker Mexican, and this guy always smelled like pee. You know, and I think everybody hated him so bad because he always smelled like pee that when I got there, there wasn't like a battle of the Jose's. Like he got switched to Francisco. So eventually, as soon as I got there, they were just like waiting for an honorable Jose to be like the to be the representative of the name.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got there, even though, dude, he stunk so bad they would send him to ESL, and me, fresh out of Mexico, they never sent me to ESL, dude, and they gave me his name, even though he was already
Stole that man's identity.
even though he was already on the team, bro. They're like, "Oh, we need to get rid of this Jose, the one that smells like pee. Give me the Mexican version, dude.
Let's
I'm
get
good."
rid of Francisco and really get the real Jose in here.
Yeah, dude. So that's like, I didn't have to change my name. I didn't have to go by Angel. It was like that guy, dude. Like everybody was like, "All right, Francisco." Like, yeah,
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know, dude. He probably never recovered, dude. Like Hobby said, dude. Maybe like the teacher.
Dude, what if he
I
had a
was the correct
superpower,
Jose.
and his superpower was secreting ammonia, but everyone thought it smelled like piss, but it was ammonia. And
Ugh.
little did he know, he's just a little walking plant of sterilization.
He was keeping us healthy, you know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're switching
Dude, man,
fluoride.
if we would have had Francisco along more often, COVID probably wouldn't have happened.
God, dude. Maybe they're starting him right now. He's in the vaccine.
Have him walk through the Wuhan lab, and it would just
He's in
take
those
back
Take a
lab.
little bit of Francisco, dude. But yeah, dude, I feel bad for him. You know, it's like, because I was still like super young, but I was like, dude, I literally took this kid's name. I don't even know any English, and like for me, all of it clicked, and it's like, and I get to be in class, and he doesn't. You know,
Maybe he became a father, so now he's San Francisco.
San Francisco. Ooh,
You know, like a saint son. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but in Spanish, you become a saint. It's San Fernando,
Santo.
San Francisco.
Just anything
Any of those.
California
San
named
Jose,
cities.
yes. Think of most California cities that start with San, that means saint.
and
Saint
it's literally
whatever
the city of sin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They say Las Vegas, but it's like California, dude.
Las Vegas is like piece of shit city. Like it's de la
It's
Bea.
America's butthole out
Yeah.
there, you know?
Yeah.
130 degrees, just sweating your
God, man.
balls off.
All you do is lose your money down there because you're giving yourself your own colorectal colonoscopy. You're just
Essentially.
blowing money.
You never peed your pants, Javi? Nothing like that?
I'm sure I did.
What about
I'm
you?
sure,
Jose?
I'm
Can't
sure I
remember?
wet the bed
I've peed
too.
my pants before.
Yeah?
Just not at school.
Yeah. Like I'm sure I
Like-
pissed the bed like a whole bunch, you know?
Oh, I never pissed my bed. I don't think so, but I pissed my pants in high school, dude.
Yeah, I never recall pissing
Oh,
my
I remember
bed.
that. Or was it high school or junior high?
No, it was high school. It was already like after
You're like,
school.
go.
It was like after school, and I went to take out the weapon. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I was sagging or I don't know what it was. You know, back then the pants were also super baggy.
Triple XL.
Yeah. And I go to pee, dude, and I thought I was done, or I don't know what I did, but I guess I started peeing before it was all the way out, and I just got like my whole side of my leg, and then I got the rest in the urinal.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, I just looked down, and I took my pants off for a little bit and just soaked them in the water really quick, and then on the dryer.
Yeah.
But dude, there was like still a bunch of kids, so I just like, yeah, I put them on. I was like, dude, we gotta get out, dude. I just got a big old freaking pee
Oh, I
stain.
just see Jose running, right? And we had the Caprice back there. Or
I think
something?
so, yeah.
He's like, go. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? You know? Like, he's like, I just pissed my fucking pants. I'm like, how? How did you do that? You know?
you were there.
Yeah.
You were at the
So we
back
were
of the
16
house.
and
And this is like-
17.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I was
10
already
minutes
old.
after the bell had rung.
Yeah.
Like, there was plenty of time to take a piss, you know?
Like this was after school.
After school.
Got it.
Yeah. I just see Jose running, like, holding it, like, covering his crotch. Oh, we gotta go. Let's go. I was like, what? All right.
I remember this one time I was a junior. My brother's just a year older than I am, so he was a senior. And he goes, "Hey, I need to go to Best Buy." And I go, "My lunch is almost over." And he goes, "So?" Like, okay. So I check in for my class just to get on the roll for the attendance, and then I just dip. I act like I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I didn't ask, I just left. Got back about like an hour had passed by, and this was a substitute teacher, right? So I thought I could get away with it. She literally starts to like, "Hey, that's disrespectful. You think you can just get up and leave for an hour and then just come back and show?" And I've always felt I've been pretty quick-witted. I go, "I was talking to the counselor. I had an appointment." And she goes, "No, you didn't." And I go, "Yeah, let me go get a note." And she goes, "Okay." I go to the counselor and I go, "Hey, can I just get a note that we talked? I didn't talk to her about anything. I just asked her, can I get a note that we talked? Not even looking up at me. She goes, yeah, sure. Signs a note, gives it to me. I handed it back, and then the substitute teacher apologized to me. I still feel like an ass, though, for it.
Dude, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Just
when
without blinking, I'm just like, I'll go get a note right now. And then I knew I was going to get it. I don't know what it was, but I knew I was going to get it.
Dude, that's like younger kid stuff. Remember, dude, when
Yeah,
you could
like-
just like invincible?
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
just know no wrong is going to happen.
yeah, you're like, oh, dude, everything is gonna go right. You know
I'm
what I
going
mean?
to tell my science teacher that I left for an hour.
Yeah.
I had really good grades. I just one day decided I was just going to dip for a bit.
God, that's the best, dude. I feel like so many cooler things happen when you're younger. You know, so many things. Because now
you're more
imagine you did that
reckless.
at work. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah.
you punched blah blah blah. Like, you know what? I was talking to the I don't know, the vice president or something like that. Like, no, you weren't, dude. Let me IM him really quick. You know what I mean? But that says a lot about counseling. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now there's like mental health awareness all because of those counselors
Yeah, I
in
remember
school.
they didn't even look up at me. I don't even know if she knew who I was. I'd imagine she didn't. I mean, she wrote my name, but it's not like she didn't make eye contact with me. She's just like, yeah, okay.
Get out.
Yeah. Maybe she was flicking her bean on Pornhub back then. I don't know. She could have been. It was dark. It was a bit moist and dingy now that I think about it.
Maybe Francisco was down there, dude.
Francisco was making the rounds.
Now Javi's gonna
And that's
maybe
considered-
tell us the rounds, Javi, or
Statutory.
round our way into unsolved mysteries, or how are we?
That is an unsolved
we
mystery.
We can unsolve that mystery
Yeah,
later.
what the counselor was doing?
Too
Nobody
many
knows,
Batman on the
dude.
case.
Fuck Batman. But our unsolved mystery of the internet today is from the user It's Me Freith, Freith. I don't know how do you pronounce that.
For Wraith, probably.
Freith. It's probably French, but fucking bastard. Okay,
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, probably. It's the question is almost halfway done with the year. How are things going in terms of 2021 goals and ambitions? Are things working out as planned?
Mm. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I set some goals. Don't remember what those were.
Well,
I think it was developing a skill.
did we say that? But
I-
we also did say that we were both on the same page
It's
of
not
goals.
like a New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
It's
that we just
whenever you
say,
feel
hey,
like
we
it.
feel like we do it, and then we just do it. You know what I mean? That we don't make like a resolution.
Yeah, so I've been drinking almost a gallon of water every day. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. I've finally stopped peeing a lot. Like, I guess my body finally got used to it.
Yeah.
Not eating as healthy as I probably still should, but the water helps a lot. I've developed some skill sets. I'm learning Photoshop. By next week, I'm pretty sure I'll have at least 2 pictures up here to show off. Some of our idols. RIP to them. And I think that might be it.
Yeah. Well, one of our new goals has been pounds for hounds. And we told you guys we've been pounding more than hounding. And we just had a couple donuts. Donettis, or what are those called? Donuts, little baby ones.
Donuts, they're on the
Hostess,
talent table.
You know?
Not our sponsors, maybe soon to be. Hostess, hit us up.
And dude, how it just sucks now growing up, you know what I mean? It's like before, remember when you were a kid, dude, you can eat like 3 bags of those. No issues, dude.
Dude, I was always a big kid.
You wouldn't even think about it though. You know what I mean? You're like,
True, I wouldn't think of it like, oh.
And it wouldn't
I
affect
guess-
you negatively either.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
just
guess
like,
I
"Oh, it's just
wasn't
a normal day."
increasing. Yeah.
I'm gonna take 30 poops after this. You know what I mean? Now you can't even poop. But yeah, that was one of our goals. Is pounds for hounds. I've been good and bad. Mostly bad because then we had that mystery meet with Javi. So that hasn't gone as planned. Pounds for hounds, because we did say we have to gain our weight back and 20 pounds if we don't. Which I'm not looking forward to do that. So that's kind of been motivating me.
You're gonna
But
have to eat a couple of spoonsful
of
mayo.
mayo, dude.
Man, and pack on the calories.
So I think I am going to, one of my new goals for this week is that I'm going to go get a membership at a rec center. I've been thinking about going to a gym or just like a regular rec center. And I think I'm going to go rec centers. You know what I mean? They don't have that weird, then the maintenance fee for all of this. You know what I mean? You have a bunch of 16-year-olds and like, 4 30-year-old guys on steroids at night that work there, and you need a facility. The restrooms are always dirty.
Yeah.
It smells like pee.
It does.
You know?
The
And like
restrooms
you
do.
go to a rec center Doesn't smell like that. And it's full of kids.
Plus, it's got a bunch of other stuff going on, like rec leagues, like basketball, tennis if they have tennis, volleyball if they got volleyball. It's like year round, you can play other sports.
Yeah.
Like at a gym, you just show up, use the equipment, and go home.
So I think that's one of my new goals. So I'm gonna go to the rec center and do that. But some of my other goals, well, I think the podcast was a goal. You know, I think we've been doing the
To
podcast.
expand it.
We updated the stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I got social media.
Yeah, social media. We started doing the clips. So, what else?
I said I'd be a little bit more vulnerable, which I have. I've shared personal things on here.
Oh yeah, vulnerable. Oh, I finished my bar. You know, I said I was gonna make the bar. I finished the bar.
The tiki bar.
What else, Javi? Did you do anything? Any goals? We hired Javi. We gave him an opportunity.
Yep.
We
I got
hired him back.
Yeah, I got hired back on, as an intern. I bought a camera, started playing around with it a couple hours a day. I think that's it so far. I can't think of anything like actual goals that I've made.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of weird having a goal in this year, 2021, because I didn't know like what was gonna happen with COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I don't.
Well, dude, we were talking about it earlier. It's already June, like middle of June. I feel like this year has gone like just blown by.
It has blown by. And do you think it's because we had the year we had last year where we were restricted heavily, and then, the election happens and things get better immediately afterward, funny enough, but because now I'm not going to say newer things, but experiences that we didn't have for a year are now available to us, so it feels
like it's like an overstimulation of things.
Yeah, that's
Maybe,
what we
I
were
don't know.
saying. It's just you're like excited, like
like there's always a constant buzz going on that you may not even know.
It's like
what to do.
you're a little puppy and like someone opens the door and you're like, oh, what the hell is this? What the hell is this?
over
Yeah.
like small things. You know what I mean? Like just like things that were normal before.
Yep.
Because I've noticed, dude, I've been
Like,
freaking
I've never
spending
been-
so much money compared to what I normally spend.
Yeah.
Like just even the last few months, I'm like, dude, what the heck am I just like spending money on? You know what I mean? It's
Because
just
it
like,
wasn't an option back then. It was just like, why would I buy this when I'm not gonna? I don't
Do
know.
anything.
Yeah.
yeah. But even now, it's like I feel like, or maybe I'm spending the money that I used to before COVID,
And now you're just
and now I'm
noticing.
just like, yeah, I'm like, oh well, yeah, maybe it's like I'm just back to normal, but now it's like being normal is like kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe
in a
it's a
way.
good time to like adjust yourself, like since you're saying you're probably spending pre-COVID money. Last year you didn't spend anything, and now you're realizing how much you were actually spending. So maybe you need.
Well,
time to
no, I
correct.
think I'm like spending more than I even spent before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Dang.
way more. Because normally, like, I don't really buy stuff, but then I'll, every like I don't know 4 or 5 months, I'll
Splurge a little.
splurge a little. But dude, lately it's been like I've just been splurging. You know what I mean? So for me, that's like weird. I'm like, God, but the thing is that I don't feel bad. Like normally I have like a little bit of guilt. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
come on,
The
Jose.
buyer's remorse or whatever they call it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now I just been like, oh, dude, I just like I think it's because like COVID. So I was like, oh, dude, I just want to.
Or do you think it's because of the possibilities of like, if I buy this now, I have the opportunity to do X, Y, Z. When beforehand, when we were in the whole lockdown, so to speak, it wasn't like something you could do.
Well, I don't know, because even the whole my bar thing, you know what I mean? I mean, even that's something that I could have used when it was like more COVID, but I didn't even use
like
it.
the possibility seems limited because you feel restricted.
Oh, that I could
so-
have people over stuff
Yeah.
too, so I wasn't even excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because now it's like I'm
Now it's like
excited
you're able to
having
have-
it because I'm like, oh, people can come and before I was like, oh, it's cool, but that,
Yeah,
that
we need
makes,
a barbecue.
that makes some sense. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
before I didn't even enjoy it that much, but before COVID, when I had the gazebo or IP, like we would play video games and stuff.
Yeah, we just
I was
chill
sad
out there
for a
for
long
an
ass
hour or
time.
two and play some games, chill, have some drinks.
Yeah. So yeah, God, maybe I don't know. Maybe that's just we're just getting back to normal. And we're just like,
Yeah, so I think it's like just the possibilities of it, just being like,
yeah.
I'm able to go get this. Because I find myself doing that too, where I'll go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's and like, oh, I need this art. I don't really need this art thing, but I
Yeah.
tell myself I need it. Then I buy it, and then I end up using it. But,
But it's like maybe more you get more of the enjoyment back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I can enjoy it, kind
you
of like
get
you
to
were saying.
share
It's
it,
just like
and it's different because now
Yeah.
when you get to sit with people, even though you may not have the thing with you, maybe you have a picture, you now get to talk to someone face to face about whatever it is you've done.
yeah. So I guess sharing, maybe now you can share or enjoy things a little bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe that's because I don't know if we had talked about it before, but for me with COVID, I hadn't normally we play like we were playing basketball or I play soccer, and those are like my things that get me going. And I didn't have any of that, so I didn't have goals because that's usually the way that I develop goals is because of the other activities that I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And since they were gone, but yeah, I don't have that many goals. Just pounds for hounds right now. I'm gonna be 185. That's what I'm supposed to hit by what is it? Dude, it's gonna be July.
You said, did we send the end of August or beginning?
Yeah,
of
the end of August.
Okay, well that's good because I have a vacation coming up in 3 weeks in Florida. But it's Florida in the middle of July, so it's going to be really hot.
You'll probably lose weight out there.
Yeah,
dude.
like, because I'll be walking around a lot too.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll be very selective because I usually just love fresh seafood, where if I don't add the butter and all that stuff, it's actually good for you. So
Yeah.
I think maybe I can finagle my way of
Be a little
out of actually
pescatarian.
losing some money. I mean, I'll lose money, but I'll lose weight too.
So what about you, Javi? Any other things maybe you want to pledge? We invited you to join Pounds for Hounds. You didn't want to.
Yeah, because I'm still dealing with sympathy weight
You
and
know,
COVID weight.
blaming it on other people.
And
Yeah, emphasis on the simp.
Yeah.
Weight.
sympathy
I'm
weight.
kidding.
And plus I can't run anymore. My leg is done. But I did buy a bike, so who knows? Maybe I do join in last month. See what happens.
But that's it. I mean, I don't think that was so your goals. I don't know, because that's a good question, just because it's almost like
It's reflecting, like it's almost a sense of accountability, right?
Midterms right now.
Because people are good at making goals, but are they good at following up and keeping those? And it's just having that conversation with oneself, being, oh, I'm not meeting it for these reasons. Let me get off my excuses or overcome these obstacles, because sometimes there are obstacles.
because it was weird. Because I mean, some of the ambitions, like when we started the podcast, I guess COVID was also kind of an ambition that helped make that ambition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
well,
think-
we're trying to get people on here, as guests. So that's our one of part
Like
of
a new
our
ambition.
ambition and goal and stuff.
Yeah, well,
for this.
that's this new format that you're seeing if you're watching on YouTube. Why you see 3 separate windows of us. We're testing different areas of the room to make sure the mic works and that the cameras work, and that hopefully it provides a good video experience for you.
Yeah, and then you see other people. You know what I mean? I know you're tired of hosts sometimes. I know you're tired of me.
Yeah.
Definitely tired of. Well, maybe not tired of Javi because you haven't seen him for so long. You know?
It's a treat, basically.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be cool to have a couple different people over. I did want to. I'm just gonna throw it out in the universe as a goal or an ambition. I think the people that listen to the podcast have been pretty cool. I do want to have like a barbecue or something like that with the people that listen to the podcast. We can cook something. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Maybe we can make the famous swine, the pulled swine.
The pulled swine.
You know?
Dude, remember when we put that in Harlan?
Oh, yeah,
Fucking
dude.
sell like hotcakes. But we wouldn't sell them because it was a potluck, so we were being
Patent-
generous.
That was patent pending, dude. But yeah, so yeah, maybe that would be fun to do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think we have enough people that would show up. I think
Yeah. Do you guys think that maybe... I know people like return back to normal. Do you think normal now changes because people may have valued things differently, right? Where back then people were like, oh, I only like doing this, and this. But with COVID, they were forced more to do outside things. Because now you see these reports that a lot of national parks are overcrowded, which is odd because national parks are pretty big, but obviously they have to have I don't know if they're the game warden or the rangers,
Yeah.
like check in, and some of them are free, some are not. Does that make sense? Like, do you
Yeah.
think you'll see,
Like
let's say
if
a concert?
you're already introverted, don't do much, and you were forced to do that like last year.
Yeah.
Now you're like, hey, maybe I should try and be more social or something.
Yeah. Or even an extrovert where all they liked is like concerts and things. They're like, you know what? Maybe I'll go to 2 concerts instead of 5.
Go to
and
like
do something else instead of the other 3 concerts.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think even with hobby, we've hung out more than before. You know what I mean? I think just even in general than before. And for me, before I think was, and I mean we've talked about it before. You know that we're not really good at oh well, hey, let's do this and
Communication or planning.
we're just like, oh dude, okay, let's just shoot a message, let's do this, out of nowhere. But I think I have been seeing like my friends more because of COVID, so maybe that's one thing that was positive, you know what I mean, is that
Yeah, for me it
I can
changed. Like,
spend
the
more
groups
time
of
with
friends that I've
people.
seen more.
yeah.
Some I've seen now a lot less. The ones that I used to see more, I saw less of. The ones I saw less of, I've seen more of now.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I guess there was some cool and then some weird things, you know what I mean? But I think I don't know. I guess everybody learned different angles. So I don't know. This question is like pretty bad because it's like every person has like a different like ambition and I don't know, just like goals. I think goal planning was just like kind of hard. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Well, going back to obstacles and maybe, I mean, what limit are we, or what time limit are we on right now?
I think we're good. 110.
Okay, so maybe this will be my wholesome advice, right? So back to the whole pounds for hounds. You had just left going to the bathroom. And I was telling Javi because I had this shoulder injury. MRI is ordered. Could just go get it, but I haven't gotten it yet. But I'm like, I'm barely able to lift my arm, like probably perpendicular, nothing higher.
oh, you better watch it. You almost did a
So-
salute. Okay. You don't want to get canceled over
Hey,
there.
I'm not
okay?
from the Third Reich, okay?
I have a couple
Disclaimer.
of questionable people at work sometimes. There's an old man that I don't know if he knew what he was doing, but me and a buddy of mine were walking out, heading out. We have to change in and out of scrubs every time we go in and out
Okay.
of the building. And we're heading out, and I won't say his name, but he's like, "Goodbye, guys." It just stays there, and then he like quickly like realizes what he did, and we're like, I don't know if that was meant to be like that's his like
Oh, what
that's
is
his
he?
motion, that's his
Flagging a
range,
taxi, a
Yeah.
Volkswagen
you know what I
Passat.
mean? Or something. I don't know. It's a little sketch,
Yeah.
and he was from the Third Reich.
Volkswagen. But the funny thing is, they're very rudimentary in the way that the form is, right? So it's like a straight arm and then your hands closed. So if his hands was like open, it looked a bit more casual.
I don't know,
It's like,
dude.
Okay, but if
this
his hands
guy
was
was, like-
closed, like his fingers
It
were
was kind of
touching.
like a half and half, you know.
Oh man.
I
All right, how you don't have to keep doing it, dude?
just
Look
try
at
to
him,
picture
dude.
it. Look at this. You can't look camera.
no,
Look at this.
no. You can't be doing it either, Javi.
It's pretty rough. You
But what were
Boy
you gonna
Scout,
say?
Born and bred.
So
Oh.
you got your MRI ordered.
So with like back to the goals and obstacles you might have to overcome. So like this shoulder thing, I'm not able to do like the normal upper body workouts, including jump roping. And jump roping always helped me lose a lot of weight fast. So like, so I was telling Javi I've been doing just a lot of leg workouts. So I've increased my squat quite a bit, but that's not gonna help me lose pounds. It's just helping me gain muscle, which is healthy anyways. So I'm like, my obstacle, if we're only measuring pounds, I have to adjust accordingly. So now I have to probably just do mostly just cardio, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, you know what's funny for me? I've been doing more weights than cardio because I just always like doing cardio.
And I'm the opposite. I
Huh?
hated cardio. But I think that my lifting is what hurt my shoulder because I didn't give myself proper rest time. So maybe that's my advice. 2 pieces of advice. If there's an obstacle, find a way around it. For me is to lose the pounds. Now I have to run or some form of cardio. And then the other one, give yourself proper rest time. Especially if you're old now, like me, 31 years old.
What about you? Have you got any wholesome advice?
Yeah, my wholesome advice is don't fuck up your knees, dude. Ever.
Well, some people, yours happened just by the Lord himself,
He probably did stop me. He probably knew if I made it pro, I would have gotten corrupt. You know,
You wouldn't be on the podcast.
I would not be on the
dude.
podcast, and that's what maybe it was a
Thank you,
blessing in
Lord.
disguise.
We'd have a more responsible moderator. That would
Oh,
have been good
probably,
for you.
huh?
Not as fun though. Not as
True.
fun.
He would push us. He'd be helping us during Pounds for Hounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instead of
Helping
inviting
us
you,
run.
they're like, hey, instead of
Yeah.
going to that food place, let's go
Yeah.
on a walk.
Maybe we wouldn't have given a nice, heartwarm welcome to the soon-to-be child of Javi's.
God, dude. But
Who
now
knows?
look at him, dude.
Look at me thriving. Look at us.
So is that
Who
your
would have thought?
is that your wholesome advice?
That's my wholesome advice.
Just don't
Take care of
skip
your
these.
knees.
Well, take care of your knees. My wholesome advice, maybe it's going to be, if I'm really thinking about it and being honest, and I haven't thought about wholesome advice. I don't know. We never think about wholesome
Right,
advice,
like
but we
every
provide wholesome
episode.
advice. Okay, I would probably say, maybe be, right now that we're in a drought here in Utah, you know what I mean? Be mindful with the water. Okay, my grass is not looking the best. I like my grass to look really good. You know what I mean? I like to keep it green. But I've been only watering twice a week. And then I got some of my neighbors that are senior citizens. And every single morning, you know what I mean? In the middle of the afternoon, just watering. And I know they got the snitch line, but I'm not going to snitch. But I'm just saying, it's been kind of creepy how, I don't know, that's just kind of like weirds me out. It's we're like in drought and stuff like
Well,
that.
you gotta think about it too. Like
and all the fires too that are happening.
Yeah.
So I think that's for me, just be like mindful with your, with your water consumption. You can still go out to the parks. Like we're pretty lucky. We're like in Utah, or I guess in the U.S., where there's like grass and the parks, kind of like you mentioned, people are going even to national parks, like well, there's so much like nature and grass that maybe your grass is not going to be the greenest, but like if you kind of help the environment for a little bit this year,
that literally is a good take. Your grass isn't always greener on the other side, bro. They don't even have grass on the other side.
Yeah, they got that
Mexico's
turf,
just dirt.
You know what I mean? They got Arabian grass, sand. That's what they were. One of my cousins told me. He's like, "I'm gonna take you to the field. It's got Arabian grass." I was so excited because in Mexico, none of the fields have grass, dude. And he was telling me like
It's
for
like
a month. He's like, "Wait for it, dude."
echelon is the only people that have grass out
Like
there.
it's gated where you
Yeah.
can play. And my cousin was just hyping me up. It's like, dude, I'm gonna take you. It's Arab grass. It's the finest. I get there, sand, dude. He hyped me up for like a month, But yeah, just be mindful with your water. I mean, the grass is not gonna die. You know what I mean? It's not going. It'll come back, dude. But yeah, be mindful with your water and maybe drink more water. Maybe only take one shower a week. You know what I mean? It's
Every
COVID.
couple
Live it up
days.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my wholesome advice. Hopefully we get some people here rolling. And hopefully there's no issues with this episode. I think we're back full blast. It kind of seems right today.
I think so.
It's the Lewis and Clark episode. We're just exploring, making sure things work.
Yep, that expedition unknown, dude. But anything else?
Bear Grylls.
Any other nothing?
No, follow us
No
on
one else?
Instagram.
We almost got 60 followers, dude. We were at
60
like
followers.
20.
Yeah.
That's
Sucks to suck.
300% on growth.
Those people that unfollowed can suck it. Everybody else, continue following us. Like, comment,
Be a bunch
subscribe.
of sheep.
Send us anything. We'll answer, reply to everything and
dude.
anything. Not only myself, but Jose now has access. I don't know, host, do you have access?
I don't, but yeah.
We'll get
actually,
him
it's
access and he can answer too.
Ask host, dude. Maybe one day we should do like Instagram live. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty cool.
See if one person shows up. That'll still be cool.
That would be dope.
Shout out to them. They
All
might
right.
become the 4th member. All right.
Okay, it's the Butter Pecan Puerto Rican host.
That's host Beefy.
And it's your boy Javi.
All
Take
right.
care.
Peace,
you guys
rise.
for
Love you
listening.
guys. Catch you later.